Today I'm going to take you step by step through a drawing of a little chick coming out of an Easter egg. This is when we usually start our class with a hint. Now I put the hint on their paper before they get to class, so you can either have your parent or any adult draw the hint on for you, or you can draw the hint yourself. I always draw the hint with pencil, that way I can trace it very nice and neatly with my black Sharpie. So I'm going to start with my hint. The first part of the hint is going to be the bottom of the shell. I'm going to start about halfway down my paper, so about right here, and I'm going to do a big U that goes all the way straight across. I want my U to be the same height on either side. Then I'm going to start in the middle of my paper about right here, and I'm going to scoot up. And when I get right here in the middle, a little bit scoot up, I'm going to do what kind of looks like a rainbow, and then a little bit of a smile at the end. That's the top of the beak. Now I'm going to stay scooting up straight from there, not all the way to the top of the paper, about right here, and I'm going to do the top of the head. So it's going to be a little bit of a rainbow, but I call this a kooky line. So when you do this, you want it to be hairy. This is the top of the little chick's head. So it's a little bit of a kooky line. Now once I have my hint drawn, I can go ahead and start by tracing my hint with a Sharpie. I smudged my pencil a little bit, so I'm going to erase this little part. Then I'm going to take my black Sharpie, and I'm going to very slowly and carefully trace my hint. Now remember, you can't erase your lines once you trace your lines. So you want to take your time, go slow and careful. Now if you came off your pencil line at all, I came off a little bit right here, so I'm going to erase any pencil lines that are still showing. And now I'm ready to start my drawing. I'm going to go ahead and put a few pieces of tape at the top of my paper just so that my paper stays nice and still. All right, the first thing I'm going to draw is my beak. So I'm going to start with my black Sharpie, take the top off, load it up, energize, blow it off. All right, it's nice and ready to draw now. I'm going to start with my beak, so that little rainbow smile that we drew right there in the middle. I'm going to do a tiny little curve right at the end of it. Then I'm going to take from the end of that curve and I'm going to smile all the way to the back of my hint. Just like that. All right, now I'm going to start at the back of my beak and I'm going to do a slanted smile up and touch. And now we have a cute little beak for our chick. All right, the next thing we're going to do is our eyes. Now my eyes are going to be about right here and right here. So a good place to know where to put them is you're going to scoot straight up from your beak and go over to the left just a little bit. So scoot up, jump to the left. And right there, I'm going to slowly and carefully draw my first circle. Then straight across from that, I'm going to go back down here and go up and to the right. Slowly and carefully draw a circle. Now some of you might have something that you could trace, something that's circular that you could trace at your house for your eyes if you wanted to. All right, inside my eyes, I'm gonna put the highlight. So it's gonna be a little circle and a little circle. Perfect. Now remember the 2 art time rules. The first rule is No snow in Mexico. That means when you're coloring, you don't want to leave any white spots. When you leave white spots, it looks like little snowflakes. So you don't want to leave any white spots. You want to get all your little snowflakes. The second rule is stay in the lines. You're going to try your hardest to stay in the lines. We don't color with our arm. We don't even color with our wrist. We color only with our fingers. See how my wrist is staying really still? Only my markers moving up and down with my fingers. So when I go to color in this eye, I'm only moving my fingers up and down, slowly and carefully. No snow in Mexico. Stay in the lines. All right, let's move on to our next eye. No snow in Mexico. Stay in the lines. Okay, once we finish that, we're gonna go ahead and put a circle going around our eye. Now the trick here is you wanna stay close to your circle without touching it. So you're gonna go really slow and careful. Stay close to your circle. Try not to touch it. All right, let's do the same thing over here. Stay close to your circle. Try not to touch it. Very good. All right, now, boys, you don't have to do this, but girls, if you want, we're gonna add just 2 little eyelashes on each eye. So right here, I'm gonna put a little smile, and right underneath that, another little smile that's a little bit longer. All right, on the other eye, little smile, and a little smile. Oh my gosh, it's so cute already. All right, now I'm gonna add a bow. Right above the eye, I'm gonna put the circle for the center of the bow. So right here, slowly and carefully, I'm gonna draw a circle. Perfect. Now I'm gonna do this side of my bow first. I'm gonna start from the top of my circle, and I'm gonna do a line that comes over. It touches my hint and curves over. Now I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Start from the top of my circle and curve over. I wanna try to make those lines the same length. All right? From the end of this line, I'm gonna curve down. From the end of this line, curve down. All right, now I'm gonna start from the bottom of the circle, smile and touch. Bottom of the circle, smile and touch. Perfect. Now I want this to look like a ribbon, so there needs to be the inside of my bow. So I'm gonna start right where I touched my circle, and I'm gonna do a little rainbow inside that touches right in that corner. See how it kind of looks 3D now? All right, let's do the same thing to the other side. Right where I touch my circle, rainbow, and touch that bottom corner. Cute. All right, now when you have a bow on, it's like a strap that goes around your head. So I'm gonna come out of the side of my bow right here. I'm gonna go right over the eye, and I'm gonna stop right when I get past my eyelashes. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna scoot up and do another line just like that, and then I'm gonna connect them. All right, now I have somewhere for my head to touch. So I'm gonna keep going with a little bit of a kooky line right down until I touch that bow. All right, before we do the bottom of the face, I wanna go ahead and find where my chin's gonna be. That way I'm not trying to guess and I don't have a big, huge face. So right below my little chickie's beak, I'm gonna scoot down just a little bit, and I'm gonna put a kooky line. Kooky, kooky, kook. All right, now that I know where my chin's gonna be, I can start from my bow and I can curve all the way to that kooky line. But this line needs to be kooky too. So take your time, start right at that bottom corner, and you're gonna kooky, kooky, all the way and touch. All right, let's do the same thing over here. Now, in order to know where to start on my bow, I have to jump over it. So right where your kooky line touched your bow right here, jump over your bow and then kooky, kooky all the way down until you touch. Perfect. Now that we have the head, we can move on. Now we always want to draw the bottom thing first so that our body has something to connect to. If we tried to draw the body right now, it would just be a floating body, and we don't want a floating body. So the next thing we're going to draw is the shell that our little chick is coming out of. So I'm going to start right here from the corner, and I'm going to do a slanted line down. I'm going to do the same thing from my other corner. All right, now we're gonna do kind of a zigzag line. Don't get too crazy. My first one's just gonna be a small up, down. Then I'm gonna do a bigger one. Up, down, a little bit further down. All right, then two small ones. Up, down, up, down. Now I'm gonna jump to this side. Up, down, kind of far. Then another one, up, down. Now I'm gonna do one that connects these two. So I'm gonna start from here and go up, down, and connect. Perfect, now we have our shell. The reason why the shell is all riggedy like that is because if you broke an egg in half, it wouldn't have a perfect smooth line. The shell would be all cracked, and that's why we did our shell cracked like that. All right, now we can draw the body of our chick coming down and touching our shell. So it's gonna look weird at first, but just trust me. I'm gonna start with the smallest part of the body. It's gonna be a kooky line. Here we go. I'm gonna start right here on the head, and I'm gonna go kooky, 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 all the way down until I touch my shell. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Kooky, 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 all the way down, touch my shell. Perfect. All right, now I'm gonna do another kooky line, but it's just a little kooky. So I'm gonna scoot over a little bit, and I'm gonna go like this. Kooky, 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 touch. All right, same thing over here. Kooky, 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 touch. All right, now we're gonna do 3 rainbows. I'm gonna start right above that kooky line. 1, 2, 3. My third rainbow touches the shell. And up here, 1, 2, and 3. All right, now we're gonna put some feathers coming out. So coming out of each rainbow, I'm gonna have a line. My first line is gonna come out right at the middle of my first rainbow, and it's gonna go up, 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 and stop. My second rainbow, up, 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 and stop. My third rainbow, up, 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 and stop. That one got pretty close to my shell. That's okay. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Right from the middle, up, 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 and stop. Next one, up, 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 and stop. And my last rainbow, up, 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 and stop. All right, now we're gonna turn these lines into some feathers. I'm gonna start with my top line. I'm gonna start from the top of the line, and I'm gonna curve down until I touch. Now, if you touch the head, then you would just stop right there. I curved all the way down and touched my rainbow. But if you touch the head, you can just stop. I'm gonna start back at the top, and this time I'm gonna curve this way, all the way down and touch. All right, my next feather. Start from the top, curve, and oh, I touched right there. So I'm gonna jump over that little piece of the feather and keep it going. Start from the top, curve, and touch. All right, now my last feather. I don't want to draw through this feather, so I'm gonna have to jump over it. I'm gonna come, stop, jump over, and keep going. Same thing with the bottom. I'm gonna run into my shell, stop, jump down here, and keep going. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. Start from the top, curve and touch. Start from the end of the line, smile and touch. Very good. All right, let's do our second one. Rainbow, I touched my feather. I'm gonna jump down a little bit and keep it going. Go all the way to the end of the line, smile and touch. All right, I'm gonna go to the end of the line. I'm gonna curve, jump over and touch. And I'm gonna start from the end, smile, I touched my shell, jump over and touch. All right, the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add some designs in our shell and then we can start coloring. I'm gonna put a big smile going all the way across my shell. Now, this is a little hard because you don't want it to start up here and end way down here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna put a little dot right there, and then straight across from that is about right here. So now I know where I want my line to start and end. So I'm gonna start from here and very slowly and carefully, I'm gonna go all the way across my other line. I'm gonna do the same thing right underneath it so I can put some stripes. Scoot down, put a little dot, put a little dot. Now sometimes I like to go this way, or you could turn your paper if you need to draw this line. It's a little bit easier to turn your paper. Take your time, go nice and slow. All right, inside that stripe, I'm gonna put a line right down the middle. Now I'm gonna scoot over to the right, and this line's gonna slant in a little bit. Then I'm gonna scoot to the right and slant in a little bit. Now I'm gonna go back to the middle and jump to the left. Slant in, jump to the left, slant in. All right, one more thing and it's time to color. I'm gonna add some polka dots. So right here above that middle line, I'm gonna put a circle slowly and carefully. And right above this line, I'm gonna put a circle slowly and carefully. All right, one more. If you hit the side of your shell, that's okay. You would just do half of a circle. I'm gonna jump over here, circle, jump, circle, and stop. Very good. All right, the last thing we do with our black before we color is we write our names. Right at the bottom of the paper, very nice and neat, I write my name. And on the other side, always put the years so that you know how old you were whenever you drew this picture. I'm gonna put 2020. All right, it's time to color. The first color that I'm gonna use is going to be my orange. Now, when it comes to coloring this, you can really use anything that you have at your house. Crayons, oil pastels, colored pencils, markers, it doesn't matter. At art time, we use Sharpies. That's our favorite marker. We also use Mr. Sketch markers for kids who are a little bit younger because the tip of the marker is a little bit bigger and it's easier to color. Now, if you don't have Sharpies, like I said, you can use whatever markers you want. I picked out some what I call Easter colors, a lighter purple, pink, blue, orange, and yellow. If you don't have a lighter yellow, you can always use any orange that you have. I meant lighter orange, sorry. If you don't have a lighter orange, you can use any orange that you have. A regular orange marker would work just as well as this light orange. So the first thing that I'm gonna color is my beak. Now, remember the art time rules. No snow in Mexico, stay in the lines. Slowly and carefully, I'm gonna color in my beak. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do with the orange is I'm gonna add a few little hairs in my chick's body. So right here, I'm gonna put little hair. Just a few little hairs. In my feathers, I'm gonna add some detail by doing some slanted lines in either side of my feathers. So I'm gonna start on this side and I'm gonna slant. All of my lines are slanting down towards the center of my feather. On the other side, they're gonna slant in the opposite way. I'm gonna do the same thing on all of my feathers. All right, now I'm gonna start my yellow. We have a lot of yellow to color. So I'm gonna color over all of my orange and the whole head is gonna be yellow. And there you have it. We finished our yellow. Whew. My hand's tired after that one. All right. We still have a little bit left to color. We have to do our shell and our bow. So I'm gonna pick a color for my bow. I think I'm going to use pink on my bow. You can use whatever color you want. I'm gonna do a pink bow. So one thing I want to teach you, which I would be teaching towards the end of the year like this at art time, is how to trap. We call it trapping. So a lot of times you get out of the lines because you're trying to get right up to that black line and then your marker goes out. So what the big kids do is they trap it in first. So they go very slowly and carefully right along the inside of whatever they're gonna color. They trap that white in there. Then when they go back to color, they're not trying to go all the way to the black line. They're only going up to the color that they already put. So it makes it a little bit easier to stay in the lines. So why don't you try trapping when you're coloring your bow? All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of color around my eyes. So I think I'm gonna use blue, and I'm gonna color in this circle that goes around the eyes with blue. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of blue in my shell too, so I'm gonna keep my blue out. And in my stripe, I'm gonna do a pattern. So every other square, I'm going to color blue. So I'm gonna start this first square blue. I'm gonna trap it, and then from there, I'm gonna do every other square blue. All right, I'm gonna do my circles purple too. Trap it first, color it in. No snow in Mexico. Remember, you never wanna move on to the next thing until you check and make sure you have no snow. So I'm not gonna move on to my next circle until I know I have no snow in the circles that I'm coloring. And the last color I'm gonna use is going to be pink. I'm gonna finish coloring the rest of my Easter egg with pink, the top and the bottom. So I'm gonna trap the whole thing, and then I'm gonna go back and color, color, color. Now we've completed our art. It came out so cute. I hope you enjoyed it. You could always do another one without a bow or change the design on the shell and color it different colors. I'd love to see everyone's artwork. You can post your drawing on Facebook and tag Art Time, or email me at arttime.net. See you next time.